Welcome to Books and Whatever Else. I'm Asher Dark, and my special guest is Dan Shrader.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good. My dog is like staring me in the eye. She's like, now that you have something to do, I'm going to stare at you and be all awkward. Cool. So, how's your day been so far?
Great. I just woke up
Yeah, yeah,
from a nap.
yeah. That's your long shifts.
Yeah, I
I,
working nights. So
I used to work nights. I can't, that's something I can't do no more. I got to sleep.
yeah, it really does it works for the family, with the little girl and stuff. So
Hmm.
the sacrifices of being a parent, being a grown up.
Yeah, yeah. I got one that's in college, and oh my God, I'm still not ready for her to be as grown as she is at all.
That's crazy.
So let's get into talking about your books. First off, what inspired you to write? Was it a certain book or a person or
Um, well, I started writing when I was like in fourth grade because I had trouble sleeping and I'd always wake up a lot in the middle of the night. So that was one thing, but I would say probably, and it's even in my author bio, I found like a box of VHS tapes at my grandparents' house. My grandma was like really big into recording stuff and uh, everything at the video store. And I just stumbled upon like a bunch of horror, a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't have seen at the time, but it really had an impact on me. So a lot of my early writing was basically just regurgitated um process of just seeing what I saw in there and like, oh, what if I altered it? So um my grandma and my grandpa were really big inspirations for me, and they encouraged me a lot to write and do that stuff. My grandma got me my first typewriter. So
that's awesome. I'm a grandma's girl. My nana raised me and a couple of my brothers and sisters. So she if she was here now, she would probably be like, I can't believe you're writing books now.
yeah,
Well, what about your first book?
my first book, um actually I have this one, Those Who Live in
I think that's
Darkness.
like the only one I haven't read.
It's a collection. It's got five like kind of longer short stories, and then it has a little novella at the end of it,
Mhm.
and it all kind of wraps around from the end. Some of it connects, not mostly. It's about like it's got Towers Valley, which is, if anything, in my writing, my books, Towers Valley's always around or in it. Like the stories are in it. Um, but Matt Wilson did the cover. Candace Nola edited it. They were nice enough whenever I had questions and wanted to start to actually respond back and actually say they were going to help me, and they
Mhm.
kind of you know kick-started my whole writing career,
I
helping
love
me
that when
out.
you have like these big authors that are just so willing to help us new people out and like encourage and inspire us. I had that with Stuart and Judith, and like I still, like have fangirl moments.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, fucking Candace Nola, like, and Matt Willis,
Right?
even Steven Kozanowski. That all three of them were a big part of my first book and getting it out. The advice and just real down to earth. And it was really awesome, honestly.
So what was the funnest book to write? Like maybe your favorite?
My favorite. Um, well, I love my first three, but I worked on those off and on for about five five years, and they were already ready to go. So I look at more like Banshee Graveyard and Full Nasty
Mhm.
as my new stuff, but I probably Full Nasty because it's fun. I don't. It's just Satanic Bill, the character. He's fun to
Yeah,
ride.
definitely talk about that for a minute because that like when I read the short story in Splatology, was it? I loved that. And I was like, I need more of Satanic Bill and the Fuck Boys. And then you
Yeah.
did that, and it was just amazing. I was probably one of my favorite books just because Satanic Bill is a character that like you cannot forget.
A lot, yeah, like the short story compared to the novella and the series that I'm doing with it, uh the short story is like real timid. Like it was more of just highlighting what their antics and like just other stuff. You kind of get to know them, but the short story and the novella with the series, you don't have to read. You can start with the novella first, or if you read the
Mm-hmm.
short story, really you're just gonna know who Satanic Bill and the Fuck Brothers are, but it has nothing else to do with it. With
Yeah.
it, kind of like going in a different direction. Because in the short story, they all fucking die. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's basically like that's it.
yeah, but nope, not in this one. I mean, maybe they'll all die in the last book, but
It was nice to get like their beginning though, to get more of a backstory and stuff. I think that's like a big part of character developments when you give them like backstories and stuff. And he's one that when I think of characters that stick out, I think of Paul from Violence on the Meat, June, Broken Pieces of June, Kim from Full Brutal. So like Satanic Bill is just one of those characters that like is just not going to be like
yeah,
easy to forget.
I love it. Like it's getting a lot of. It's only been out for less than like 3 weeks. It's been out 3 weeks,
Mhm.
maybe. Number one on horror dark comedy. Uh,
That's
it
awesome.
stayed in the top five ever since it came out. It's like number two right now. It was like four the other day or something. People are like sending me. We got messages of all kinds of people just telling me, "Hey, I love it," or like asking me questions about it. Um, Full Nasty 2, Gothic Lot Lizard is almost complete and will be sent off to be edited and formatted Friday. So, and the cover's already done. Just gotta we gotta get the wrap done and all that. So I figured I wouldn't wait. It'll probably be out by the end of the month. And then
Mhm.
because one and two are gonna go back to back. Like
Yeah,
literally you can read one and then it starts off there. Even some of the stuff in one, like flashbacks, will continue. And
I'm
then
so excited.
yeah, it's actually and it's gonna be I don't know, it's gonna be so much more
It's going to
poo.
be insane.
There's so much poo. There's so much poo.
Some of the words that you use in it just have me like dying laughing.
Yeah.
And then you're also like, oh my God, no, he didn't. And then you're like, oh, yes, he did. And this is great.
Yeah, it's got its little religious undertones in it,
Hmm.
which seems to be in all my work. So just how it is.
So, what is like maybe like your favorite books or something, even in a different genre, like something that you read and just has stuck with you? Like for me, it would be Lost Souls. That is something I read when I was 14, and I read it every year, and it's just something that really still to this day sticks with me.
Yeah. Probably American Gods by Neil Gaiman.
I
Uh,
have that. Mhm.
that's it's actually really good. It's and I'm not like a huge fan of like his work. Like some people love all his books. Some books hit or miss with me, but that one is really resonates a lot. Um, Falling Angel by William Johannesburg is probably my favorite book. It became the movie um, Angel Heart with Mickey Rourke and Robert De Niro. I think it came out in
Oh,
'88. Um, it's like my favorite movie. It's really good. And you read the
I'm gonna
book, the movie's actually good. Like you can watch the movie and it's like, wow, this is badass. And then you read the book and the book's like fucking amazing. So it's very rare that you like both.
yes.
Usually you either very rarely will someone say, well, the movie was better than the book, but that I
Mhm.
mean, there are cases, but a lot of times books are always better. But
What's one of your books that you want more eyes on?
that I want
Something
more
that needs
eyes
more
on.
reviews or something.
Probably Banshee Graveyard kind of just got a little pushed off to the side. I mean, it got a little hype for a minute, but you know how timing and everything goes. It just kind of fell behind.
It was an excellent story. When you let me read it, you gave me an arc. I was like, oh my God. I was so excited to read it. I think that was um the first thing I ever read of yours, actually. And that's
Yeah,
what made me want to read everything else.
yeah. I think the first thing I read of yours was When I Die, and then Gothic Filth. What's your
I just
stuff?
had somebody message me about When I Die and said it was disgusting and they loved it.
Yeah, it's always awesome whenever they're like, "Oh my God, it was so vile. It made me feel sick in a good way. I loved it." That
Did you
makes
have
you
you had a cover for Full Nasty?
the new one.
Yeah, you got like a picture of it
Yeah.
or a book?
Mm-hmm.
Show it to me.
You want to see it?
I want to see
All right,
Full
phone here.
Nasty.
So here's a rough. I don't know if it's gonna show.
Oh, I
It's
could
not,
kind of see it.
it's
I
not
could kind of
showing.
see it. It's a sneak peek, sneak peek.
Yeah, you got to see it. It doesn't show very good on the video.
It's all for me. So, what about I like to ask people weird facts about themselves. Either something that's a weird talent that you can do, or either just something like Stuart, he can't take a shower with the toilet seat up.
Yeah, he's he's told me that before. I'm gonna
So
sneak
what would
into
be
his
your weird
house.
thing?
A weird fact about me. Um, Man, it's like right when you ask it, you're like, I don't know. I like probably I'm a huge board gamer.
A board gamer?
Tabletop.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, over a
like D and
hundred
D and
games.
stuff.
See, I've never played D&D. I've I have like all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre board games.
Oh,
Uh
that's awesome.
like you know, like kind of like Cards Against Humanity. Um
I love stuff like that.
the Thing, um Aliens. I'm a huge Aliens franchise fan.
Me and Carrietta went to go see that, like the anniversary special a couple weeks back, and it was fantastic seeing it on the big screen. I
Oh, I
loved it.
bet. I love, yeah, I have the Thing, like board game. I have like a bunch of board games. We used to have board game nights all the time before we had a kid, and um yeah, that's probably, I guess, an interesting fact. I just have
So
so
what's
many.
next for you? You working on the full nasty? You got any other like projects in mind? Anything that you're
I
super
have
excited about?
I have so many projects.
Me too.
I have like 6 books that I've worked on and then put in the back burner, like as things come up that I want to work on, you know, and it's like I work on multiple once I'm free, I have multiple projects, and then like before Full Nasty, I actually wrote like the beginning of like a novella, and then I started writing a short story, and then I went back to an old story that I had like from 10 years ago, like Banshee Graveyard. I started that in high school. Like, so as I go, like, well, and I had a long period where I didn't write for a long time, but I don't know. I kind of thrive in chaos. So just I do all these things, and then once something I start feeling it and like sticks, everything else just goes to the back, and then I'll go back to it right after, or I'll just move on, and then come back to it whenever. Sometimes I feel like you're not developed enough, and it just the timing, and sometimes having those long gaps in between the work, you go back through it again and read it. Like say you're stuck, and you look at it years later, and it just clicks
Mhm.
then, and it just happens that way. Try not to be discouraged. There's always something. I have
When I
notes.
started my first book, I had to stop what I was doing, and I was writing When I Die, and I stopped because vampires and whatever else was just stuck in my head. So I started writing that one. Then after I was done with that, I was able to go back and do that. But right now, I got like 3 things. Lucifer is taking me for fucking ever because I just want it to be. perfect
You've been working on that one for a while.
for months, probably
Lucifer.
5 months.
Keystone Healy and I have a book coming out in a few days on
And
Father's Day.
was it the werewolf one that he's working on with Crystal?
No, there's him. It's the one you read, the Devil's Treasure.
Oh, I love that. I love y'all have another character in that that I'm excited for people to learn about and to see.
Wow, it's and I we had so much fun doing it, and we wrote it really quick. It's like the best way I can describe it's like the prophecy with Christopher Walken, a little more hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking love that movie, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I get that. I get a little bit of the prophecy vibes from it when I read it. Definitely, definitely. That actually makes me like more excited about it. I'm a huge fan of, what I'm saying, prophecy, the books and the movies too. So,
Yeah, you.
well, um, anything else you want to tell us? Maybe something you want us to know, or fuck off, or
I'll be at St. Louis AuthorCon in October. Um,
that's a big
I'm
con. That's a big
I know
con.
I'm excited. I got a table with Stephen Kozanowski. You have a table with Judas on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you're all excited. I know you messaged me after. You're like, I'm crying right
I
now.
did. I was like, I'm crying, I'm fucking crying,
And then, well, you and I are talking about working on a collaboration. So
which I'm like excited about.
yeah, so I
I'm
am
almost
too.
done with my splatter park. It's like it's taken me forever to like get this last werewolf story right because we're doing it like playing off of each other's stories a little bit, and I just want it to be perfect for when the apocalypse comes.
The apocalypse. Yeah, they yeah, after Full Nasty 2, once that's out of the way, there'll probably be a gap between, and then I'll probably do 3 and 4 together like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably put it on a big old book, type deal. But once I'm free, yeah, like that, I'm open because I just have to write a short story for our secret project, you know, and then yeah, we'll see how it goes. You never know what to do with your hands, dude.
Yeah, no, I don't. And
The
I always
skill.
just,
Where's your skill? I really pictured you having your little skeleton hands.
oh, I don't know where they are, honestly. I
Dog
think
probably
we're getting
stole.
ready. I'm starting to put Halloween decorations up next month. So I'm starting to sprinkle them around the house.
Oh yeah,
A bunch of
I'll
skeleton arms and stuff.
can't wait. Start decorating.
So aren't you going to TBR too, right?
I talked about it because I didn't know at the time if I wanted to do TBR or St. Louis. If if by some chance I go to TBR, it would probably just be to like walk around and talk to people and stuff. If
Yeah.
if the wife's wanting to take a road trip for the weekend, we'll go down. But there's nothing. Definitely St. Louis is the big one planned at the moment, and
I'm gonna
yeah,
fly there, but I'm a little scared too. I've never flown before, but I'm 40. I figure I need to fly sometime.
yeah. It's I mean, I didn't fly. First plane I got into was like 3 years ago, but
Yeah,
now I
my
do it
uncle's
all.
a bad.
Now I did it to go to Virginia, and I loved it. It's pretty cool actually. You'll enjoy it, or you'll be so scared you'll pass out. So
Or I'll just be like, can I have a shot?
yeah, I mean, yeah, they do have adult
That
beverages
would
on the
make it
plane.
worse. That would make it worse.
Make it worse. Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't imagine like being intoxicated on a fucking airplane where I'm already terrified, and then I'm scared of heights.
it's a different kind. Like I'm scared of heights too, but it's just the thought of it, and once the initial it's went, like then I'm like, oh, you know. But after doing it the next time, thinking about it, like, oh, I gotta go do that. Like I'm just like, oh, fuck this. So it never goes away. And then once you're in it, you're just like, oh, no, this ain't so bad.
Speaking of scared of heights, have you seen that movie The Fall, where the two girls are trapped on top of that damn tower?
No,
That was
no.
like, I can watch people get eaten alive. I can watch all kinds of shit on movies, but just them two girls up there on top of that damn thing for like the whole movie had me scared as hell. Like I was sitting there like I had anxiety the whole time. Probably one of the scariest movies I've ever watched just because of my fear of heights.
Yeah, it's like those TikToks of people jumping around on roofs and stuff.
Not,
I'm like sitting on the end, I'm like, no, no, I can't do it. I
I'm only 5 foot tall. I don't want to be a step ladder makes me nervous. So I'd rather
st-
just be on the ground.
step ladder.
Yeah, I'm like, no, get me down, please. Hold me. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up.
All
I
right,
had fun
sounds
talking
good.
to you, and I really appreciate you coming on. I really do. Still trying to work out the kinks and stuff, but it was fun. I feel like we got to like hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, it's like hang out with old Asher Dark here. Now it was a lot of fun. Anything to help get your little podcast going. Everybody
Get
should
my,
know.
my little podcast.
Everybody should read more Asher Dark
And everybody should read more Dan Shrader, like all the time.
all the time, even while you're pooping.
I can't help it if I poop a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a good day.
You too, fuck off.
Fuck you.
Bye.
Bye.